just tuning in, hopefully you guys will be coming in hot, right? At the Hype House. Come on, guys. So I know you can check the replay. For those of you that are watching the replay after live, thank you for checking this out. The second annual Hype House, brought to you by the Lawntrepreneur Academy and the Hardscape Academy. Brittany Allman. Woo! Liz Fullerton in the background. So what do we do? Every night we have a live panel so we can give you guys as much value as we can with all these different like-minded entrepreneurs in the industry that can answer your questions live and have good conversation and give you guys value for what you could possibly be planning for in the new season, as well as reflecting on last season, and just a lot of just good stuff. And the whole point of this, right, Paul, was to just collaborate with all the like-minded content creators in our industry, in our community, so we can help each other grow. Lift the whole industry up by lifting the community up from the inside out. And that's what we've been doing year after year after year. We've got Paul Jameson and Blake in the background. We've got Jeremiah, and up next to me right here, we've got Jason. Introduce yourself.
Jason Creel.
You guys speak.
Bring the hype.
Red Bull.
I didn't know you were introducing me, but I was introducing myself. My name is Jason Creel. Thank you for having me.
Back for the second year. All right. You guys know me, Lawn Care Rookie. But for those of you, Paul Jameson, Green Issue Podcast, Lawn Care Rookie, Naylor Taliaferro, LCR Media Podcast.
Brittany Allman from Hardscape Academy, and Caleb Allman's wife. I just make everything that he does happen. So.
Yeah. And I'm John Pajak with Budgets Break Evens and Bottom Lines, available on greenindustrepodcast.com.
You gotta speak up a little bit too next time.
Okay, well, I don't want to be too loud because I could.
Yeah, I
You
know.
can be really loud.
Bring louder, please.
Yeah,
Okay.
a little bit louder, but not too loud. So.
Okay,
All right. Yeah.
There we go.
ready?
Yeah, like that.
Okay.
All
Who
right.
are you?
I'm John Pajak with Budgets Break Evens and Bottom Lines, available on greenindustrepodcast.com.
So we're here midweek, and we're just creating content. I just got here earlier today, so I'm excited to make a lot of content with everyone. Collaborate, podcasts, YouTube videos, Instagram, all that. If you guys are thinking of anything for anyone, any of one of us specifically, or just for the industry in general, please ask it on there, and hopefully Blake or someone can take a quick peek. It's been a long day traveling. Just to ask a question so we can answer them live here. But the one topic that we have, they're waving the baby.
We're waving to the baby.
David Fullerton.
She started waving today, so that's awesome.
Yeah, just keeping the hope alive with the hype here at the Hype
Yeah.
House, right? But so we have a topic for today. We're going to start off with growth. And to me personally, growth in your business, growth personally and professionally. I try to focus on both. And I don't know if I've talked about this yet on my podcast or not, or I want to, but growth can come in so many different ways. Growth doesn't mean you're buying the new truck or the new trailer or new mowers. Growth can be as simple as tightening your route, getting rid of lazy customers, slow paying customers, building your route density. Maybe you're doing some office stuff. Maybe you don't have a CRM, and this is the year to get a CRM or change CRMs. Which is for invoicing, estimating, managing all of your clients. It can be little things that you're tweaking. Maybe you're reorganizing your storage, or you're moving out of your garage into storage, or vice versa. Growth doesn't mean that you're spending a ton of money or any money. Growth doesn't mean you're getting bigger. Again, this is all my opinion, but it doesn't mean you're necessarily have to go big. It just means you have to I feel like you should do something every year. Do some sort of growth every year to keep things fresh and not be stagnant, so that you can keep moving forward in any way. Sometimes that is buying a new truck or buying mowers or whatever. So that's just my perspective on growth, and I want to start off with that and see what Jason's opinion is.
First, Jason, you got to compliment the Southeastern Lawn Pro. Tell Jason Creel his weed control and FERT program is awesome and has helped me tremendously. He's the only one around giving out warm season grass, climate information. It has helped the division of my business big time, and I'd be lost without the program.
See, I'm changing
Nice.
lives.
One long road at a time.
Yeah. Well, I think when you talk about growth, to me, I agree with Naylor. Like financially, obviously, if I was going to measure to it, I want to make more money last year than I did this year. But also, I'm going to gauge like quality of life, something I've been trying to put. That's worth more than money oftentimes. So, so I would say this, if you look at last year and you said I made less money and I hated doing lawns worse than the year before, then that means you're not growing. But if you made more money and you've found a way to continue enjoying what you're doing, then that's some measure of growth. So for me, I've tweaked my route. I've got a tighter route where I have more time with family. I have also, years ago I started spraying yards instead of mowing yards. That was sort of a new challenge for me and kept it interesting. So, anyway, but yeah, to me, finance is important too. We don't have to get like inflation for this year, but things cost more, so your business needs to be making more money than it did last year, in my opinion, unless you're just wealthy and doing this as a hobby.
Good stuff. What about you, Brittany? I know you're intimately involved in your business with Caleb. So what is your perspective on growth, and maybe what are some of your goals going into this year?
For me, when we talk about growth, or at least for our company, you always go to all these conferences and you'll listen to all these live streams every night this week. We try to pick one or two things to focus on for the year and really execute on it and really do a good job at those. I know it's hard to implement 5 or 10 different things, especially when you have employees. Changing that many things for employees is hard. So we just try to focus on a couple of things. I know this year we're building the shop, so I don't really have time for extra to it. We're kind of tabling everything, and we're just going to survive this year, I think, while we build the shop. But just constantly 2 things. I won't say what our 2 things are, but I think you should only pick 2 things.
Super secret stuff that she doesn't want the rest of the
I
people
don't want
to
to commit to it and then it not happen. So
you're bailing out on it.
If you say it here, it's commitment.
It's committing.
No. We'll see.
What about you, Paige?
With growth, really, I feel building your foundation and continuing to build that until, you can't build a skyscraper on mud. You have to have a solid foundation within your business. And a lot of guys that are just starting out, or even people that have been in business for several years, they may be on a rocky foundation. So this could be also a great time to look at the things that you've worked on in the past and improve upon them before you start scaling and building up. Make sure you're on a solid foundation. The people that you work with, that work for you, they don't have to be perfect, but they have to be on the same mindset. You have to start with your culture and your business, and just making sure that everything that needs to be done is done efficiently, and you just want to make sure you have a good, solid foundation. I can't say it enough, because as you scale, you might be able to cheat it for a while, but then all of a sudden, you get too high, and all these problems that you didn't forecast before, everything will topple over. So for me, besides the actual growth, making more money, expanding the business, whatever, get those foundations solid before you move up.
What's the hardest part about owning your own business?
Managing time.
Time management, for me, it's family, just missing out on. You make a commitment to your clients. It's not just like, I work for myself and I'm the only boss. Depending on how many clients you have, now you have that many bosses. If you work for, you have 200 clients or 200 accounts, you have 200 bosses. And depending on how you have things set up, if you don't have buffers in between or have clear communication with your clients, that could truly eat into your personal life and strip and rob away the time that you'd be spending with your family. For me, it's my wife and my daughter. They're at home in 2 feet of snow while I'm here in sunny Florida, and I feel really bad about it. I really do.
Brittany, we got a question from fellow hardscaper Mike Pletz.
Okay.
How do we identify the next growth area in our business? How to hardscape? Mike Pletz asks.
What's up, Mike? How's it going?
Hello. How do we identify the next growth area? For us, when we started going into Stormwater, we just started getting asked more often, if people would see us out doing it, and we just noticed that we would get more requests for it, and people would see pictures of us doing it or whatever, and it just started to be something that we pivoted into. So I think you just have to be aware of everything around you and not be closed-minded into things that might come up, whether it's maintenance or, maybe you start getting into pond maintenance or pond installation. So it's still all in the same realm. We just try to be really open to what the market's asking for.
Yeah, I'll piggyback on that and say, I think it sounds simple, but obviously it's not. Whatever your goal is, hopefully you have a goal. If you don't have a goal for your business, your personal life, whatever it is, all the above, have that goal, work it backwards, break it down. If it's a 5-year goal or 10-year goal or a lifetime goal, you break it down step by step. And every year, every quarter, every month, every week, however often you feel like things aren't going right, like if you look at your goal and what's stopping you from achieving that goal, and then start figuring it out, and then achieve the right growth necessary. Like, what's holding me back? What is getting in the way of the growth for this goal? And then you just start eliminating those things or changing them. For me, it's efficiency. So, I have the ramp racks, I don't have to pour trailers through the whole mowing season. I got truck mate for the back, it's for mulch to make it more efficient. I can send one guy out to go around and touching up small mulch beds behind all the bigger properties where we have 10, 20 yards dumped, and we're doing that. So we can divide and conquer and be more efficient. I don't have to have a big dump trailer, a big dump truck, and all these different things. You weigh all that out and try and figure out what's best for your business and what's going to stop you from achieving your goal. And that's going to help you find what you have to get rid of to grow.
Paul, I think sometimes people mistake.
Speak up, grow.
I was getting myself ramped up here. I think sometimes the mistake people make is they get so busy in the work that to me, the growth opportunities might be obvious, but if you're out there working, 60 hours a week doing something, you don't stop and take time to look at it, then you're not going to figure it out. So for instance, like if you look at your business at the end of the year and you say, wow, my profit margins in this area of my business are way better than this area of my business, then why would you not spend more time trying to grow that section? But sometimes people get so caught up doing the manual labor, they have very little time or energy to sit back and look at, evaluate it as a business person was. For me, one of the biggest challenges is becoming a full-time technician and zero energy time left to be a business person.
Jay
Did
Jacobs.
y'all hear me on that?
Yeah.
Did you hear me, Paul?
Yeah.
Yeah, Jay Jacobs is in a snow plow and said hello.
Hello.
What's up?
Do you guys
Is it
do?
rolling? Is it good?
Yeah, it's rolling. Do you guys do 3D renderings when trying to sell a backyard oasis or patio?
Yes, we do. We use Unilock UVision program. It's economical and super easy to learn. It was the first program that I used out the gate. We've used it for years. We have a freelance designer that has taught me some of Morfolio, which is another app that you can get that's super cheap. But for the most part, the 3D renderings really sell the job. There's some people that can understand a 2D plan, and some people just can't see it at all.
It's great
So
to know.
the 3D renderings, definitely if you have a client who's on the fence, if you can't do it yourself, I would pay someone to do it for you.
Mhm.
I'm gonna ask a question. Bridget, what kind, I gotta address everything. What are the jobs that are in demand for hardscaping? Like, are y'all building ponds? Are y'all putting in pavers?
There's a huge demand for pavers right now, like pavers, we even had a hard time getting pavers of all things this
Okay.
year. So, we saw a lot of, I would say 500 to 1,000 square foot patios this year.
Okay.
We're doing a lot of the large format stuff, and people are putting a lot of money into their houses.
So people that have like a $10,000 budget, or what's like an average job, or $20,000 or $5,000?
Our average is like the $10,000 range.
Okay.
I would say we'd get like a nice, like a good patio.
Okay.
We've had projects go into the $80,000 to $100,000 range. It just kind of depends,
Yeah.
and that's usually when you get into the crazy pool stuff.
Yeah.